Why do we clean floors, folks? Look at this. Where you live in Arizona, what's found on the bottom of your shoe? Harmful bacteria on the inside and outside of the shoes. Among the bacteria was found E. coli, which causes intestinal and urinary tract infections, meningitis, and diarrheal disease. Seriously? I don't know how many people are listening, but I hope if you are wearing your outdoor shoes in your home, please stop today. Thank you, Misael, for having me back here. It's a pleasure to be here. And anything we can do to help your audience get further ahead in the cleaning industry, it's my pleasure. My name is RJ Patel. I'm from Kennesaw, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. And it is one of the only towns in America where you must own a gun. Look it up. I'm not joking. The law was passed in 1982.
Where you have to own a gun?
You have to own a gun.
Interesting. Never knew that.
Yep. So, yeah, but hey, my gun is a vacuum cleaner now.
Yeah. So tell us about that. So tell us what your cleaning business is all about.
So our cleaning business is about, there's a difference between cleaning for health and cleaning for appearance. You can get by a lot of times cleaning for appearance. And so if it's visible or it looks good in a photo, perfect. But if it's something you go touch and you realize, ooh, there's a layer of dust here. Ooh, I can breathe this stuff in. You didn't clean for health. All you did was make it surface clean. And I believe the number one thing, the number one error house cleaning business owners make is not properly, thoroughly, with a plan, train their people. And what I want to cover today, Misael, the value of training. And if people would just take a moment to really focus in on these slides, I guarantee you it can help change your business and take you to the next level. It'll help you scale, okay? Because the value that this podcast will bring you is about, why am I not getting recurring clients? Why am I not getting people referring me? Why don't I have Facebook reviews? Between our two businesses, PCT Clean and PCT Janitorial, we're over 855 reviews. That's strong because of what we do, how we deliver. And folks, I'm not saying this just to say you need to go do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it today in 2026. So thanks again, Misael, for having me. And if you're okay, I'm going to get started.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to say I'm happy to have you as well back. We were on episode 28 and we talked about the proper way of training. And, after the podcast, we discussed, well, how can we go deeper into showing the importance of training and what that looks like? And you were super great and helpful on saying, well, hey, I could make a slide, I can teach your audience and help the residential cleaning space, even the commercial cleaning space, on how to improve their training when it comes to cleaning. So yeah, brother, take it on.
Thank you. And yes, thank you for allowing me that time to make this presentation where, our training is kind of lengthy in terms of what's on paper. So this helped me to give you the synopsis of this training and the value of training. So here we go. Here's just a quick agenda of what we're going to cover, right? It's welcome to the value of training in the house cleaning industry. And like Misa said, this could be applied in the commercial side of things, the janitorial side, but you just have to customize it for that side. Number one thing we're going to cover is customer expectation, because we're going to build everything around that. Okay. What's our goal? Who can answer the question, what is cleaning? If you're driving, if you're sitting somewhere listening to this, if you're watching, What is cleaning? If you yourself, as an owner or manager of a cleaning service, cannot correctly answer that, that is a problem. So, what are we here to do? Solve that problem. And I have a bunch of training modules to share with you. All right. First one, customer expectations. People, your customers, are depending on and trusting you to bring a level of service to solve a problem that they're having. So the question is, are you? You can answer that question. If you're not, let's make it happen today. So if you had uh, if you owned a hamburger restaurant, let's just say, what recipe would you perfect? My guess is you would try to make the best hamburger that you possibly can. Is that right, Misa?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'll make sure that the system is properly put together so that we get the same hamburger every time.
Right. So you're going to look at the quality of the meat. You're going to look at the quality of the buns. You're going to make sure that lettuce, the tomato, everything is fresh, cut, prepared, right? The
For
condiments,
sure.
everything is perfect, because if you're going to be proud of selling that burger and you want your customers to keep coming back to enjoy that, that's the recipe that you're going to focus on. So in the cleaning business, our recipe is what? Our cleaning service. And is that a recipe you have worked on? If not, perfect. Welcome. We're going to share with you what you should do. At our company, we train our staff on cleaning for health and not just appearance. There's a big difference. What's our goal? We aim to align our efforts and drive success. Okay? Align our efforts and drive success. Training new cleaning staff in the cleaning for health creates value far beyond appearance. It transforms the cleaning from a commodity service where they can say, I need it. No, I don't need it, to a health protection system. Now you're selling something of value. When you can bring value just in the cleaning because you have proper systems and processes, guess what? Your customers are going to look at you differently. Okay? For your company, this type of training can directly impact your customer retention. So if you're having an issue with customer retention, this is a place to be. What about your employee professionalism? Are you having high turnover where they just don't feel valued? This is a place to be. Risk reduction. Misa, do you have insurance?
Yes, I do.
Don't we all? And shouldn't we all?
Yeah.
And then when you train your people correctly, it reduces the risk, and therefore it reduces your insurance rates. Okay? And if you really want to succeed, you need to create a brand authority in your area for something. There's probably 50, 60 cleaning services that are around you. How are you going to separate yourself? What's that brand authority look like? Okay. And then the other thing you're going to create, what's our goal? Long-term profitability. That's what a good training system can bring you. Solutions to all these. That's our goal.
Are you uncertain about what you're doing in your cleaning business that's not taking you to the next level? Or you might feel like what you're doing is not the right things. It is okay. That's why I'm here. I help cleaning business owners just like you get the right answers, put good systems and processes to grow your business with confidence. Without confidence, you cannot be a business owner and lead your people. Click the link down below to schedule a free call. We'll talk all business and I can give you the right steps for you to take to give you that confidence back. I cannot wait to connect with you.
What is cleaning? Quickly answer that question in your minds. And if you don't know the true definition, here we go, folks. Cleaning is the process of removing unwanted substances, such as dirt, which obviously is most time visible, infectious agents, which is not always visible, and other impurities, like bacteria, from an object or environment. Misa, what does that mean? Object or environment?
Object and environment, I would say like maybe like a vase or some frames, picture frames, remote controls.
Those would be objects. The environment is the air.
Okay.
And
Things that are coming from would that be like fans or just any like the vent system?
it could be the vent system. And the environment is moved or the air is moved by the fan. Absolutely. Dr. McGregor Skinner, an Australian PhD, was teaching a class on cleaning for health one day. I happened to be there. And he asked these 50 or 60 residential cleaning companies a question. When you all go into a home and clean the bathrooms, clean the kitchen, clean the floors, dust the furniture, do this, what percentage of the home are you cleaning? And everybody, of course, threw out some percentages. And I'm not sure what you all are thinking right now, but that percentage is 20. Because what we do not clean but have an impact on is the environment. And in other words, you take in harsh chemicals, for example, you spray that stuff, you're impacting the environment. Then you clean and then you wash all that down, you're impacting the environment, the water, the drain system. We're going to talk about a vacuum cleaner in a bit. That impacts the environment. So without systems, without processes, we cannot properly apply this. So most people know, Lisa, most people know, right? You have to have a system of clean, top to bottom, left to right, or right to left, right? And then you enter a room here, you go around here, you come out, you go in the hallway, a system and a process to use. Okay? That way we know that we touched every surface that was available to us. What do we have to do to create a healthy environment? Through the cleaning process, it requires 4 things: proper tools and equipment, proper microfiber towels and mops, proper systems and processes. We just went over that. And proper PPE. Why? Because the people that we are asking to go out there and clean, they should be the number one people we protect. When we protect them, we also protect the homeowners. Who has taken the time to say, why do we clean bathrooms? It seems obvious and elementary that it's an absolute must to clean bathrooms periodically, right? Whether it's weekly, biweekly, whatever you do. But there are scientific reasons and health reasons why we should clean bathrooms. Why? Because there's moisture in that room. There's dampness. A lot of times there's stagnation of air. So what happens? Bacteria and mold seem to breed in that. Okay. And when there's moisture, it attracts dirt and grime. Those kind of things can have an impact on people's health. And so to prevent illnesses and infections, especially affecting aging folks, right? We have to make sure everything is clean. Also, microorganisms, they thrive in these conditions. And you know, you're in Arizona, right?
Yes, sir.
Arizona's extremely hot. But in Georgia here, it's extremely warm and humid. Humidity adds another layer of challenge when it comes to mold, bacteria. I am sure Arizona brings another level. We don't know what environment you're in, but understand your environment outside, weather-wise, to understand how it impacts the inside. So one of the first things we have to teach is, why do we clean the bathrooms? When people, meaning our staff, understand why they clean bathrooms, and you're giving them the why, and if you haven't, this is a great time to begin putting your training together and say, this is why we clean bathrooms. And when they understand the why, you give them a purpose. And with that purpose, they'll do a different and better job. When you give them this, you also have to give them the right tools. You need to train these folks on the use of each tool. Why? Risk reduction, right? Misa, have you ever given anybody any kind of a scraper or something with a blade?
Yes, I
Okay.
have.
So you had to train them to say, please don't use this on this type of surface. Only use it here. This is how you use it. This is how much pressure you put on it. Didn't you have to go through some logical steps and not assume that, oh, they know how to use a blade?
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, you have to first tell them how not to use it and then be able to show them on paper. What we do is show them on paper like how to use the blade correctly, and then we go into showing them in our office, in our bathroom, and certain areas that we have there. But yeah, it can get really bad if not used properly,
Exactly. Exactly. So it helps reduce risk, right?
for sure.
What if they misuse it and cut themselves? Now here comes a workman's comp claim. Who wants that, right? Nobody wants that. So what we want to do, spell this out easily, put out all your cleaning products, put out all the tools you use for the bathroom, put out the colored towels you use in the bathroom. What gets used where? Why? When it comes to towels, brushes, things of that nature, we don't cross contaminate. So none of this would land up in the kitchen. You don't want that. This stays out here in the bathrooms, then you have another caddy for the kitchen.
By the way, I run everything through Jobber. Quotes, schedules, payments, the whole thing. Makes life way easier. Honestly, I can't imagine running the business without it. Get my special offer at the description below. It's 14 days free, then you get 20% off for the next 6 months.
Separate the two, no cross contamination. I hope that makes sense. Now, assume nothing. Go over everything, every product you have. Go over where it needs to be used. Go over how you hold this bottle. Go over how you spray. Go over everything.
Yeah, that's extremely helpful for someone that is coming into your business to understand how what's expected from them uh, from the start and how to use these supplies because cleaners come from all over the place and they're using God knows what tools with everybody else. So when they come with you, they should know exactly what to use and how to use it. And most importantly, how not to use it as well, because it can get really bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it can. Because if they cause damage with that blade or scraper, now you're going to have to look at replacing it or repairing it. That becomes a hassle. None of us want that.
Yes.
Okay. And when you can also show your insurance company that, hey, this is the process you go through. I showed my insurance company all my training. You know what they said? They've never seen anything like this and so thorough. step by step. They were impressed, which I was like, oh, okay, thank you. But it works in your favor because if you did ever have a claim, you get to defend yourself by saying, this is what we taught them.
Yeah.
So,
Another layer of defense just to add to what the how to use the supplies is we tell our teams for appliances, high pricey items, appliances, shower glass
mhm,
doors, faucets. If you notice them in a bad condition or any scratches, to take a picture before
mhm.
and then submit it into that client's profile. And there'll be a timestamp on when that was submitted. You want to do it within 15 minutes of the appointment. So it's like, okay, this happened early on the appointment, and that has saved us from having to replace a couple stoves, or even microwaves where people would say, "Hey, you guys scratched it," but we got to show them, "Hey, no, this was already here." So that's another layer of protection because yeah, it's you just don't know based on the condition of the oven. And once you start using the scraper, it could, did we do it? Did we not do it? But those photos are another layer of protection.
Yeah, great point. And that is such a valuable thing. You see something wrong anywhere, take a quick photo.
Yeah.
All right, so I hope it makes sense that why we do go over every single product. Where is it used? If it's in the sink, this is the product. If it's this. All right. Red towel, only here. Right. That brush, how is it used? The toilet brush, how is it used? Don't assume anything. Okay. Show them everything, teach them everything. All right. Who has ever trained people in saying, why do we clean kitchens? The number one reason will help us all prevent foodborne illnesses by disinfecting surfaces. We cannot have our own homes making us sick, folks. Okay. And also remember, the home is, in most people's case, the number one investment they make. Don't they want to protect it? And we are helping them protect that value and add value because when we can help them extend the life of their appliances by cleaning and applying safe products, every time they come in, it looks brand spanking new. Okay. It makes them feel good about what they invested in. It makes them feel good about coming home. It makes them feel good about using that kitchen. That's the feeling we want to create. Right. And we're solving a problem for them. They're not having to do it. They're too busy. Okay. Grease buildup, grime. All right. That keeps homes from um, going up in flames. Safety, huge. And food related illnesses are reduced when clean. That's up to us, folks. But if we do not teach our people how to properly clean the sink, the countertops, most real stone, granite, marble, they're porous. And when they're porous, they have little like micro holes. Things get caught in there. We want to make sure we take care of that. But we need to train our people on how to take care of that. Same thing. Show them the tools. These are the only tools used in the kitchen. No cross contamination. Use a different color brush in the kitchen that you would in the bathrooms. Color coded.
Yeah, that's huge right there because it's so easy to just give your teams just one brush, one magic eraser, one sponge, and hey, cool, just provide a cleaning service, do this and do that. But what you're speaking here is even deeper than that, the cross contamination and being able to say, as much as you can't see it, you can't see bacteria, you can't see, those germs that you're doing, how we're cross contaminating, but it is what you're speaking here. It's much deeper than cleaning. It's how we can take care of people with cleaning through health.
We're cleaning for health. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? And when we train our people to that point, Misa, and when we show people how to use certain tools, and let's just say we're using a tool somewhere and a customer walks in and they see us using it properly versus improperly, what's the first thought they're going to have? Oh, these are professionals if trained
Yeah.
correctly. But if they see them using it incorrectly, do you think they're going to be concerned?
Yeah, for sure.
And then, even though you didn't cause a scratch, you did cause a scratch because they saw you improperly using a tool. So, again, properly teaching our people, training them how to do everything and training them on every single thing, not assuming a thing, is our responsibility.
Yeah, because then if they see you using it improperly in one area, and let's just say they do see a tiny scratch or just anything that maybe it was already there, but they never noticed it before because they saw you, they're gonna assume that you did it, and then they're just gonna look in other areas, and that can
Bingo.
get really bad, you know?
What you created, what you're saying is 1,000% true because what you created a domino effect for them to go look for something wrong.
And they will always do that.
Yep.
They will always look. If they find dust, they're gonna, "Hey, where else can I find dust?"
Yep. If they didn't clean here, what else was left out?
Yep.
Speaking of dust, removing dust improves indoor air quality. Okay. And considering how many people have asthma and breathing difficulties, it's so important to use the right tools to make sure that, remember, cleaning is about removal. We're not dusting here and polluting the environment. We're capturing this stuff and then throwing it away. That's our responsibility. And then we disinfect those surfaces. So we remove and we disinfect. And by doing those two processes, we have clean for health. But if we just take a feather duster and do this, a feather duster is not a disinfectant. So
I'm not a huge fan of those feather dusters, to be honest. You're just
agreed.
pushing dirt all over the place.
Yep. Yep. There's a time and place for everything, right? And if there was a collection, let's say a car collection, small cars on a shelf, well, it would be a lot of time to pick up everything and dust with a like wet wiping. So a duster, a microfiber duster, is handy in that case. But other than that, no. All right, let's show them what are the tools. Okay, you see this yellow cloth right here?
Yes.
Brawny makes that. That goes over this duster. Okay. It has been one of the most impressive tools that I have found, and I'm very grateful to Gosha up in Chicago, Helping Hands Cleaning Services, who introduced me to this. And I have taken it everywhere where I teach on how to do this. And I'm going to show you in a second. The next picture, You talk about dust removal versus just shifting it from up above to down below. Amazing. But again, folks, let's show our people the tools we use for dusting and how to use them and where to use them. Okay. Including the PPE. You see the blue glove right there? Now,
Yeah.
when you're doing the high dusting, you may want to even consider getting those goggles. So as they're dusting, in case something falls, it shouldn't with the yellow cloth, it doesn't get in their eye. Safety first. Look at this, Misa. Clean cloth after use. Now, when you have just a blue duster, where does that dust go? But when you add this dusting cloth, it captures it and you can see the difference. This dusting cloth
So what
right
you're
here.
saying is, sorry, just to I'm processing the dusting part, like how we dust ceiling fans and flat surfaces. So what you're saying is you first do the Swiffer and then you run the cloth or the microfiber cloth over it to really grab that last residue.
It depends on the scope of work, right? Most surfaces that are high touch should be used with a disinfectant and a microfiber towel. But the duster
Okay.
that's on the very right, that's a microfiber duster. And the process of microfiber, right? It attracts. And so you can see how dusty that's become. And that is just simply going in between little cars or tchotchkes that people put up on their shelves that this duster went through. It's not a high touch surface.
Yeah, that's a lot of dust.
That's a lot of dust. So dust removal versus just shifting. This is an example of it. And we have to teach these methods. We cannot assume they know. We have to provide these tools and equipment to our staff. Don't assume they know. Because this
Especially
builds
if
your
you,
reputation as your company.
yeah, exactly. As I was just gonna add to that, just the reputation is also the expectation you want from your cleaners, right? It's so easy to point the finger and say, you're just not a good fit, you're just not cleaning properly, you're not cleaning to our expectations. But if you never provided a training, it's so hard for you to give feedback.
You just added value by saying that because you just reduced turnover. And you just, because the employee was frustrated. Why?
Yeah.
Because the owner or whomever, manager, has high expectations, but zero training provided.
Mm,
That's fair. Have high expectations. But folks, please teach them at a high level.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
only
Don't
fair.
be the manager that points the finger, be the manager that coaches.
Correct.
And but you can't coach if you don't have a system in place to keep people accountable and to give them feedback.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up for part one on my conversation with RJ right here. We've covered a lot about what it actually means to clean for health, why proper training matters, and why we can't expect our teams to meet a standard we haven't properly taught them. In part two, RJ and I are going to go a little deeper into how to build those training systems and realistic expectations for your cleaners and create a process that protects your reputation and help your cleaning business scale. Make sure you are subscribed and do not miss part two, and I'll see you on the next episode. If you got value out of this episode and you took some notes, that is fantastic. You're one step closer to success. Now do me a favor and share it with another cleaning business owner so that we can all learn together. My goal is to bring real stories from real cleaning business owners so that we can grow this industry together. So if you'd like that, please like and share.
and I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next episode.